and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Kyle here with TechZulu at South by Southwest with my man, my one and only Q Manning from Rocksauce Studios. How you doing? Good. You want? Let's do a little handshake.
Handshake.
It's a beautiful thing to do on camera. I love the glasses, by the way. They look amazing.
Just bought them not too long ago.
Well,
yeah.
they look great. They look great. So, Q, I'm a first-year South buyer. How many times have you been here?
This is probably my third or fourth year at South by, actually. I've done all the different, from film to interactive to music. It kind of depends. I hop around. Which one's going to take my attention the most?
So, which one? I mean, we're just doing interactive right now. Music hasn't really started. Film's kind of going on. Of the three, which is your favorite?
Well, I mean, I run a tech company, so I'm supposed to say it's interactive. And I love the panels, but really, film is sort of my love. I love film. And so, being part of the film industry, watching the films, and seeing new stuff. I had a friend whose film was a secret screening last night, a film called Sinister with Ethan Hawke in it. The guy who wrote it's named Robert Cargill, good buddy of mine, he's a writer, and it was his first time to actually have a film show at South by, so it was a huge deal, awesome thing. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, of all the music, different types, comedy, action, romance, what's your favorite type of movie?
My favorite type of movie actually is I like heartbreaking dramas, which there's no money in them at all. Nobody pays to see them. Right. Things like A Simple Plan, things like Requiem for a Dream, Melancholia. Yeah, they're beautiful movies, yes. But audiences don't pay to go see them. But that's what I personally love, yeah.
Awesome. So, as the music starts pumping up, and we're now in the club versus the studio, so here we go. We're just doing a little dancing. Q, tell us a little bit about Rocksauce Studios. Just for those who don't know you guys out there, you guys are based here in Austin. You guys are a great studio from what I've been told and from the work I've seen. So tell us and then tell the viewers out there, what Rocksauce is and what you guys are all about.
Rocksauce Studios, we are I guess you could say we're an app company, but we're a design studio. So we focus on the branding, design of applications and apps for iPhone, Android, whatever platform you may be thinking of. We really focus on what's going to work in the market. A lot of the companies out there that people go to and they say, hey, I want an app. They just sort of make whatever the client wants. What we do is we have a long consultative process with the client to say what's actually going to work in the marketplace and how can we make it beautiful. Ultimately, if no one's going to play with what you make, you're wasting your time and your money. So we really want to try to make the best app we can. We like to think of ourselves, if you're a startup company and you hired a whole team of graphic designers to build your app from the ground up, that's how it is to come to Rocksauce Studios. Every project is treated like it would if we were actually the design team that you had hired from the ground up for your own individual company.
So you guys focus obviously on the development aspect. I mean, that's a no-brainer. However, you guys focus very highly on high-quality design, not just the user experience or the user interface, but all-around package of, I want this app to look good. I want this app to look stunning. I want this to look like an infographic, for instance, that's out of this world, mind-blowing, beautiful. That's what you guys focus on, right?
Exactly. I mean, we have a 4-step process. It starts off with what we call blueprinting, which is schematicking. It's a lot of in-depth. I mean, we spend 2 or 3 weeks just on market research, seeing where we should go, what we should be doing for that particular app. Then we go into the design phase after we've already done all the UI work and all the testing and stuff. Then it goes into development, and then we focus a lot on marketing. Because truthfully, if you make the best app in the world and nobody knows it's out there, what good have you done? So marketing is a huge aspect of what we do. So it's very much a 4-pronged approach, but each one of those is necessary. And that's what makes Rocksauce a little bit different, is we understand each one of those is necessary to make an app work.
Gotcha. So why so design heavy? Like, how did you guys get into the heavy design market? Were you a designer? Were you and the team specializing in UX, UI design prior? What made you want to focus so highly, on the passion of design?
Well, I am a designer. I've been a designer in the tech industry since, I guess, 1995.
Since day one, of the internet, day one.
Yeah, when the internet happened, I was in the first tech boom that happened. Then I went to college, filmmaking. Then I got back out and said, okay, let me do tech. Got involved in the app industry. And what was amazing about the app industry was it was this new place that nobody had been before. It had just started up. And when I started up Rocksauce, as a designer, I looked at what was out there and I thought, people buy they purchase based on the way it looks. All things being equal, you have two apps that are the same. One's beautiful, one's default gray iPhone stock. They're going to choose the beautiful one. So if we can get development done right, and that's something we make sure happens by working with good development teams, but if we get the development done right and we really focus on making it beautiful, making the brand popular, not just calling it check-in app, but coming up with an interesting name like Trotter, something that people can get behind, the same things you would do if it was your own startup company, we approach it the same way that a business would. And we tell all of our clients, think of this as a business, just like you would a restaurant, just like you would any other startup. It's not just a one-off app that you're going to let go. Let's think of this as a brand we can actually build and make it a strong piece.
So, everybody has their ways of keeping up with trends and what's new in the industry. And again, you guys are so design focused. What do you guys do to keep up with trends? I mean, are you guys always out there, looking at the newest infographics, reading blogs, reading books? What do you guys do? And, if you're reading blogs, what blogs do you read out there for the designers looking to get into the space?
Well, I mean, one of the things is because we are a design studio, we very much have that studio mentality. So it's a bunch of really creative guys. We all get together all the time on every project. Every project I'm involved with, I sit down with my guys all the time. But we're constantly playing with every app that comes out. I have a folder on my phone that's new each week, and I download what's hot, and I play with each one of them, make notes about it. We share stuff back and forth in the audiences in the office about what may be a new interface we want to try out, or what's a new way to do something that we haven't seen before, and we really keep track of all that stuff on Android and the iPhone as well. We're delving into Windows Mobile a little bit, but the Windows Mobile platform wants you to be a specific way, and because of that, there's not as much creativity there. It's a nice platform, but there's just not as much creativity. But it's really just constantly playing with things. There's no substitute for hands-on experience. Even when we tried a new platform, I'll make all of my guys take a phone. We played with Windows Phone. I made each one of my guys take the phone home for a week. And it's like, play with this phone, use it as your phone so you understand everything about it. So when if we get a Windows Mobile client, we know exactly what we're doing as a Windows Mobile user, not just as somebody from the outside looking in, trying to guess what people want.
So, of all the resources that you guys do, I mean, you guys are very hands-on. It sounds like you guys dive very deep, do a ton of research when it comes to it. Out there, if we can, let's give a shout out to a few of your favorite blogs or favorite design resources that you rely on a daily basis, aside from the App Store, that designers out there who are watching or maybe watching can actually check up and get to the point where you guys are.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people we kind of all use the same thing. I mean, definitely Dribbble is the huge thing for all artists because it's such a varied group of things and it constantly makes you up your game. I tell my guys, every element you do, make sure that you be comfortable putting it on Dribbble and having people judge you by it.
Because, by the way, for those who don't know Dribbble is an entirely judging platform. It is a portfolio platform, but you are judged in a good way. Right. Right. Like it's very small, and the great thing is it's done community based. It's not like you and I who aren't involved in the community are just not this is good, this is bad, this is good. Instead, it's designers and like-minded designers that are rating and stuff with each other.
Exactly. I mean, it's designers for designers. I read List Apart for coding help. Forrest, I do that as well. Smashing Magazine's a big one because Smashing likes to cover a lot of different areas. Obviously, I read TechZulu, Engadget, Gizmodo. I like to keep up to date, TUAW. When it comes to design trends, a lot of the design stuff ends up being a little more, hey, why don't you download these 60 brushes for Photoshop? So it's not as necessarily theoretical design stuff, and that's one of the things Smashing does. In the office, I mean, we're reading everything from Communication Arts to CMYK to HAL Magazine. Those are subscriptions we have. And because, again, I want my guys to always be on the cutting edge and always pushing it. I mean, we have a lot of back and forth. Even if we go over what a client's budget should be and we absorb the cost, Rocksauce does that to make sure it's an amazing piece of art, because everything I keep telling them, keep baking it until we have a beautiful everything. From the brand to the font to the interface, we really have to just keep baking it, and they have to know what's new so we don't start to feel old and too trendy.
And it sounds like, and even from your portfolio, from what I've seen personally, you guys are on that cutting edge. You seem to be, you're welcome. You're my man. I'm more than happy to tell you that your work is very good. And so speaking of some of your work and portfolio, can we tell, people out there, who have you worked with? Some of your clients that you guys have done, any big names, what kind of projects are you guys working on now?
And right now, obviously we have our Brewski application, Brewski Me. You can get it on the store, it's free. It's going to blow your mind. If you love beer at all, it's a beautiful interface. A lot of that I hand did. Me and my guy Brandon, we started working on the app in tandem, the two of us. We have a travel application called iGo2 that we're entering in the final beta phases for right now in testing. It's It's going to change the way people travel. It's an iPad application, does some amazing stuff. We've worked with a weight loss company called Medi Weight Loss, and the benefit of that is that it's a way that their clients can track what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. So if you're involved in the process and you're involved with the program, now you have an app to carry around with you. A lot of the stuff we do is for clients. We have a game that we're working on. Sometimes we'll partner with a client on this game. It's one of the things called Spinferno. We're working with them on a Kickstarter page because a lot of our clients, they may not have the budget to realize all their dreams, so we offer a Kickstarter package where we can put a commercial together, a landing page, a whole platform for them to raise some money if the idea is good enough. We spend a lot of time vetting an idea, so if a client comes to us with an idea that's been done 1,000 times and they want to do it the exact same way everybody else is, we're going to be honest with them and say, guys, there's no way you're going to gain a foothold. Let us help you out, figure out what's the hook of your application, and we're going to get you there. And so we do a lot of entrepreneurial work for that reason.
So, you guys are in the space of mobile tech, and we've talked a lot about that today. One of the things that I'm kind of curious is kind of, what's next? You guys obviously do a lot of different applications. You work with clients. You're entrepreneurial. You guys are out there. What do you see next in the mobile space when it comes to, are we going to see more games? Are we going to see more project management tools? Based on what you guys have seen in the industry, what you're working on, what is kind of the next trend that we're moving to?
Right. Well, games are always the big money maker. When you look on the iTunes store, you see games always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the biggest sellers.
By the way, which is your favorite game? Is it Angry Birds?
No, I'm actually a big fan of Flooded. If you've ever played Flooded, it's an extremely simple game. Pixelbit puts it out. You just tap colors that are in conjunction with each other, and they disappear. And I can spend hours playing Flooded. Flooded 2 is great, even better.
Well, just so you know, if Flooded is listening, I will be downloading this because this sounds like a lot of fun that I want to spend a bunch of my hours with as well.
Yes. I love Flooded, but I see, as far as the utility stuff goes, I see everything moving more really towards the cross-platform capabilities. The various human interface guidelines each platform has. Android has its, iPhone has its. Those are nice, but there's certain mobile things that every mobile app needs to do. Right. And I think that that's the direction you're going to start to see more stuff moving away from the native coding to a more broad-based, like a phone gap sort of situation, right, using HTML5 and using JavaScript to really create that mobile experience so it's fast, but so that you can deploy simultaneously on multiple platforms. I think that's going to be a big deal going forward in the future because a lot of the smaller clients, and maybe not even smaller, but a lot of people don't want to invest the triple price that you have to invest if you want to be on iPhone, Android, and Windows Phone. So if you can find a way to give them a great experience that works on all three, that's what they want. We get a lot of utility apps. Everyone's always trying to go after what the big dog is. The truth is that what the next big thing is going to be is whatever that breakout piece was. So case in point, Pinterest. Everybody knows about Pinterest. Right. Pinterest is a huge thing. We've already had a few calls from people wanting to make Pinterest clones, which in a way, I love Pinterest, but it reminds me of Tumblr. It's like Tumblr without the words, which is what's interesting about Pinterest. So we've worked with a few clients on trying to come up with interesting ways to integrate stuff, but be a little bit different, give them a hook. Because ultimately, we're not going to do a clone of anything. That's just not how we work. We're artists. We feel bad about doing clones, but plus there's no money to be made in a clone. But we see a lot of people coming to us with that stuff. Last year it was Groupon. Everybody wanted to go after the coupon space.
Which was not the best of all decisions, that a lot of people found out the hard way. Groupon themselves.
Right, but see, and the truth is that in Rocksauce, actually, we turned down a few of those kind of clients, not because they weren't great guys, they're wonderful people, but it was more, we can't help you get an ROI just because the space is so stacked, and there's such giants in the space. So again, it's really, if you want to know what the next big thing is, it's whatever just hit, everybody's going to be trying to copy that, but again, the trick is to look at that and go, well, really, what are they doing wrong, or what can my riff on that be? Is it going to be in my niche? Is it, I'm in the film industry, so let me make Pinterest for filmmakers, or I'm in the, the baking industry, so it's Pinterest for cupcakes. It's really trying to find that niche and then grow from there is what you need to do.
Perfect. So we're here at South by. Right. It's, I think, Sunday. The days are meshing together. What are you doing the rest of the week? Are you doing any one-on-ones? Are you doing any panels? Are you guys searching out for talent? What is Rocksauce, along with the man, Q Manning's plan for the rest of the week?
I've got an interview with a .NET magazine later on in the week. We are always looking for talent. We're definitely looking for great JavaScript coders. I'm looking for fantastic artists to come, join the team, be part of the studio. It's a very collaborative effort. So we're always looking for that stuff. There's a few of the panels that have caught my attention, so I'm very interested in attending those. But really for us, it's just more about getting out there, meeting people, seeing what people are wanting to make, and kind of following those trends, so that honestly we can go back in the studio and say, okay, this is what we learned from South by, this is what people are gravitating towards, and this is what they're wanting. So.
Well, Q, again, thank you so much for coming out. I know we're all here at South by, we're all busy, so I appreciate you spending some time with me. And keep rocking the sauce, and you can use that tagline at Rocksauce Studios, and we look forward to seeing more from you guys, not only in the app space, but using you guys more as a platform for design. So thank you very much again, appreciate it.